Part 3. How to win people to your way of thinking. Principle 1. The only way to get the best of an argument is to avoid it. A man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. Dale Carnegie. Arguments anchor people in their opinions, causing negative feelings. Winning an argument often means losing the other person's goodwill. When a person is forced against their will, the same opinion remains in their minds. Here are some suggestions to avoid turning a disagreement into an argument. 1. Welcome the disagreement. Use it as an opportunity to learn something new. 2. Resist being defensive. 3. Don't lose your temper. 4. Listen first, then respond. 5. Look for things that you can agree upon. Emotions in the moment can create unwanted outcomes. For that reason, putting a barrier of time between the disagreement and discussing the problem is always preferable. Organize to have a discussion at a later time or the next day. In preparation, ask yourself the following questions. Is it possible that my opponent is right? Does their position have any truth to it? Will I react in a way that solves a problem, or will I just be relieving my frustration? Will this discussion push them away or draw them closer to me? And lastly, is it worth it to me if I quote-unquote win this argument, or is it just my ego interfering? Principle 2. Never say you're wrong. You cannot teach a man anything, you can only help him to find it within himself. Galileo. If you want a way to strike a direct blow at someone's intelligence or ego, highlight their mistakes and tell them directly they are wrong. You should always avoid directly telling someone they are wrong. Instead, use phrases like, I could be mistaken here, it happens often. Let's review the facts. Here you've taken the spotlight off them and onto the facts. People will be more open-minded to discussion rather than trying to defend their ego. Be mindful that your gestures or the intonation of your voice can equally convey a message of you're wrong, just as words can. When we are dealing with people, let us remember we are not dealing with creatures of logic. We are dealing with creatures of emotion, creatures bristling with prejudices and motivated by pride and vanity. Dale Carnegie. Most people are influenced by their biases rather than logic. They are often resistant to changing their beliefs. Discrediting someone's opinions can strip them of their self-worth and make you an unwelcome presence in their life. Principle 3. If you're wrong, admit it quickly. Admitting one's mistakes quickly and clearly not only prevents potential conflict but also earns respect from others. If you expect negative feedback, it's better to take the initiative and admit your mistakes honestly rather than have someone else do it. Most people will be quick to reassure you that it's not a major problem at all. Think of admitting your mistakes like a safety valve in a pressure cooker. When the pressure builds up, releasing the valve can prevent an explosion. Principle 4. Begin in a friendly way. A drop of honey catches more flies than a gallon of gall. Abraham Lincoln. If someone is very angry with you, engaging them in a head-on conflict will only cause them to become more defensive and hostile. If you are the angry one, unloading your feelings will feel good in the short term, but will not fix the problem. During moments of emotional tension, trying to use logical arguments will not work. However, if you opt for a calm and gentle approach, you will soon discover that they become more receptive and open to discussing the issue. You may say something like, we do not see eye to eye, but I'm sure if we take a moment to discuss our differences, we'll probably find that we only disagree on a few small things and we agree on everything else. Principle 5. Get the person saying yes, yes, immediately. It doesn't pay to argue. It is much more profitable and much more interesting to look at things from the other person's viewpoint and try to get that person saying yes, yes. Dale Carnegie. Using the power of yes in conversations can create a sense of openness and acceptance in your counterpart, resulting in a positive neuromuscular response. This is in stark contrast to the defensive stance invoked by saying no. If someone begins with no, their whole body and mind is set to rejection and defensive mode. Therefore, the goal should be to avoid beginning any discussion with your differences. This can be achieved by employing the Socratic method, a technique that starts the dialogue from common ground and gradually moves to unfamiliar territory. It starts with asking a series of simple, agreeable questions to establish a yes momentum. Can we agree that X? Yes. Is it fair to say Y? Yes. Getting a yes momentum increases your chances of open communication once the discussion reaches topics of conflict. Principle 6. Let the other person